My name is Oriza Prasty Lestari. I would like to discuss about the lack of proficiency English language in the British context faced by international students in United Kingdom universities. Internationalization is of growing significance worldwide, with economic, political and social changes driving an increasingly global knowledge economy. Internationalization within universities continues to develop at pace as institutions move from equating international strategy with international student recruitment to developing mature internationalization agendas that incorporate recruitment, research collaborations, and capacity building. While UK universities have always been engaged in international recruitment and research, we see this expanding as technological, political and demographic changes make university internationalization a strategic goal for many governments. This International Trends Report provides an annual overview of changes and broader developments in higher education around the world. We have selected the most significant changes affecting international student recruitment and study abroad, international research collaborations and international expansion in the form of branch campuses. The role of governments in shaping campus international strategies and engagement overseas is also discussed. Education has long been seen as a crucial tool for national development, with various education initiatives designed to work towards eliminating poverty, increasing the health of a population or enhancing local economies, among others. The UK is one of the top destinations for international students, holding around 12.6% of the global market for recruitment. But those working in higher education will know that the sustainability of this market is uncertain. Both EU and non-EU student enrollments have significantly dropped during 2013 to 2014. And while non-EU students represent 48% of the UK postgraduate STEM, science, technology, engineering and maths, courses, there is a 50% drop in the postgraduate numbers from India. The falling numbers have been attributed to a range of factors, increasing global competition, the strict migration policy of the UK. UK higher education has talked about internationalization and international student experience for over 3 decades. Universities have focused on supporting international students, helping them to mix with home students and teaching them to be critical beings using academic English and so on. But there are signs that this approach is not working. The problem is that international student experience has now become a catch-all phrase. The term has almost lost its meaning and direction, just like the term internationalization. Much of the research on international student experience has focused on cultural differences or differences in learning styles between home and international students. But this binary divide between home and international has led to some misleading assumptions and counterproductive narratives. The UK has been a popular destination since English language has become the international language of academic publications and so on. But the myth that the only reason behind the choice of coming to UK is the quality and reputation of our higher education system. This has led to the assumption that international students come to the UK to escape the less sophisticated, traditional national education systems. Rather than meeting the needs of the overseas students, universities are keen to create international pedagogies and curricula to help the international students to be like the home students. We force home students to mix with international students and teach this other how to adjust into British higher education by mixing them with home students during group discussions, showing them how to talk critically and to be fearless about the authority of teachers. This strategy has failed. International students are not chatty compared to home students due to lack of proficiency in English language and lack of knowledge about the focus of the discussions, which are often centered on British context. This has led to mutual misunderstandings rather than intercultural dialogue, with international students believing that home students waste their time by dominating the discussions and home students assuming that international students hinder their learning by keeping silent.
The UK has been welcoming international students to its universities and colleges for many years. Its higher education system is renowned for its academic excellence, where the quality and standard of undergraduate courses are guaranteed through the work of various official bodies. Studying in the UK offers a great opportunity to improve your knowledge of the English language. Speaking English fluently is a vital skill to have if you're considering entering the international business world. The UK is full of many different cultures and people, another reason why international students are interested in coming to study here.
I wanted to gain new experiences and take a gap year after all the years of school. First of all, I wanted to improve my English, and I thought it would be quite good to have a gap year between school and university, as I've done my A-levels when I was 18, so it's quite early. The first one is that you have really bad food. Well, the black humor, and that in England they're mostly nice and friendly behaving people.
They are well known as good manner and just gentlemen with umbrella and smart suit with hat. So yeah, that's it, and I think it is true.
Iceberg, ocean, or sea? Both.
Ocean.
Dam. Dam.
Oh, dam is for river. I was in the class. My tutor was asking about how many cameras are you using, and I was too lazy to speak word two, so I just said like that. I just did body language, and then he said what, and everyone in my classroom was laughing at me. And then at the time I didn't realize why people are laughing to me, so I was curious why they are laughing, because this thing is acceptable in South Korea to do that, but he said it is really bad body language and it is swearing, so I was so embarrassed. Yeah, I'm never gonna do that again.
What's your hardest moment during living in the UK?
I'm really missing my family. As I'm working as an au pair, it can be quite challenging to work with the children, because it's always depending on the mood of the whole family and the situation. And yeah, that's quite hard, and to motivate myself to go to school again, because I've actually finished it, and then it's quite hard to get up and study for it.
When I just realized having a problem in language, it comes me really hard moment.
In 2008, there were around 1.8 million full-time undergraduate students in higher education, of which over 100,000 were international students. Each year, more and more international students from over 180 different countries are choosing to pursue their higher education in a UK university or college. With big cities, rural towns and villages, modern and historical architecture, the UK is a diverse and exciting place to explore. Some international students are willing to talk to us about their new life and experiences.
For a variety of reasons. First was because my parents are both educated in the UK, so my mom also studied at UCL, so they both wanted me to come here for education, because they believe that the UK's education system is the best in the world, I guess.
My first goal when I came here is that I would like to improve my English, because to become an engineer in France it's really important to speak English fluently. So that's my first goal, and I came especially in the UK because it's quite close to France, and I thought that here I would have learned the best English accent.
I always knew that I wanted to do an exchange and somewhere in Europe, and I felt like I should go to an English-speaking country to make the experience easier. And I wanted to be in a big city, so London just seemed like the right fit.
I guess the general perception is very cliche. It's the things that people think about when you hear like the UK, like, oh, everyone likes to drink tea, it's always cold, it's always rainy, they all love the Queen, stuff like that.
I think that the biggest thing we think about the English people is the fact that they are quite cold, and they don't really try to speak with people they don't know. and yeah, and maybe they drink a lot of beer too. This is the second point here.
My home country is Hong Kong, and the living pace is very quick, and people are working under high pressure. Unlike Hong Kong, UK is a more relaxing place, and people are living very relaxing, and the living pace is slower.
Yeah, I think people here are more like YOLO. You know, if you have time, energy, money, you just kind of just live the moment. But at home, people are more like saving money for future and worrying all the time. So it's and they're not that chilled by everything.
In the US and Canada, people are probably a lot more open, especially in Texas. They're just really friendly, you know, you'll say hi to someone for no reason, just because, or wave to someone. But here I don't really feel like that. People, I think, kind of keep to themselves more.
The fact is that sometimes when you are with many English people and it's quite tiring to speak all the time a language which is not yours. So sometimes you are really, really tired to speak English, and you feel a bit, sometimes most of your friends are working and you are not. So you can get bored, I think.
Sometimes when I just feel very lonely, I just sit in my room, listen to music from back home, and I would call up my friends and just talk to them for a while. And after that, everything just, yeah, it's alright.
I think the hardest thing is missing my family and my friends. For example, during reading week last October, I got really sick. I had tonsillitis and I couldn't get out of bed, and back home it would be like my parents taking care of me. They'd bring me to the doctor. I'd also have my friends like wishing me well whilst here. Because I was so new, didn't have the friends yet to like take care of me, and I had to go to the doctor by myself. And it's just at times like those when you really feel like you're missing home, and you're missing like that feeling that you have of being somewhere where you've grown up with, and like where you feel like you belong.
I guess just missing my friends and family, and it's hard to call them because of the time difference. Well, I go to school in Canada, but it's only 1 hour difference from Texas where I live, so I can easily talk to my friends and family. Plus, phone calls aren't long distance, but here, you know, it's only really Skype, and usually pretty late at night for me.
1. The international students have to learn English as their second language in the UK. By learning English well, thus it can make them better during learning process in the university. 2. The lecturer in the UK universities have to increase their awareness toward the students who face difficulties in the learning process. 3. UK universities have to make a sharing time class in order to know all of the international students' problem. Later, they can learn how to solve the difficulty. 4. Culture in UK has to be learnt by international students. 5. International students in UK have to build relationship with lecturer as well, especially to share their difficulties.